swing.
Hey, whoa, get it. Square.
Yo, what's up, guys? It's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. Welcome back to another tips and tricks video to help you guys get better at Back for Blood. So we're going to be going over the Evangelo build that I create for you guys, the melee build. I remember one of my subscribers in the comments said I need a melee build, Kool-Aid. So I really want to get that out there to, utilizing No Hope and Nightmare. So this build is ultimate best build. I'm showing you a bunch of clips at the beginning. This build will definitely work. You will not die with this build. You'll be able to use the T5. You'll be able to knock out hordes. You'll be able to do Nightmare or probably No Hope by yourself with this build if you utilize it as a utilizing build. If you know what you're doing, you know how to smoothly get through each level positively without dying, and you utilize the team and the computer at the same time, you can actually blow past easily with this build. So definitely utilize that. Also, before we get started and showing you the build, make sure you go to my Patreon and get the Holly build. If you want to know my ultimate Holly build, I will be updating frequently, and also hidden tips that I find personally. I will be working on builds as well. That'll be available for my Patreon. Link in the description below for that. Thank you so much for your support also always. So you already know what it is. So let's jump into it. I don't want to keep you guys long. I'm gonna get you guys the build so you can definitely utilize it and tell me what you think in the comments below. So let's jump into it, guys. All right, guys. Okay, guys. First, we're going to be looking at Evangelo. We're going to be looking at Evangelo stacks to make this build even 10 times better than what you expected. The first thing you want to go over is the cleaner Evangelo. Evangelo can quickly break out of grabs once every 60 seconds. He get plus 25 stamina regen and also 5% team movement speed. The cool thing about this, it adds to the build a way more better. You can actually break out of holds. You can actually get team movement speed to move faster, and also the stamina regen, which is plus 25. Also give you a chance to utilize that also with the melee cards you're going to be using with this build. So pretty much this is the all-around complete melee build. To be honest with you, you can actually attack, do everything you want. So let's go over the deck build, guys. Okay, guys, the moment you've been waiting for, the Evangelo melee deck build. This is pretty much all you need. I have not seen any but one so far, but it was too slow of a build for me to use in case I saw a YouTuber with it. But this build here, I think it'll apply the speed, the attack, the motion, taking down hordes, and also gaining health, and also gaining overheal and well rest and all that stuff. This is pretty much all you need. I'm telling you, this build is OP, as you can see the clips in the beginning. So we're going to be going over the cards. I'm going to be having a breakdown with you as all. First, we went over how Evangelo, the cleaner, actually gives you guys. So the first thing we're going to be going over is Meth Head. Meth Head is going to be the first one you get. The next one's going to be Brazen. The next one's going to be Slugger. The next one's going to be Adrenaline Fuel. The next one's going to be Pumped Up. The next one's going to be Expired T5. I'm going to show you that after I announce the cards. The next one's going to be Vanguard. The next one's going to be Mean Drunk. The next one's going to be Face Your Fears. The next one's going to be Berserker. The next one's going to be Ignore the Pain. The next one's going to be Scar Tissue. The next one's going to be Battle Lust. The next one's going to be Well Rest. And the next one's going to be Fit as a Fiddle. Now, I'm going to be explaining this a little bit fast. So the cool thing about this is that when you add in Meth Head, as you can see here, every 6 seconds stacks up to 10 times. Your melee attacks will no longer stick to the toughness enemies. It swings about 5% speed, and you can get a 5% speed on there. I add that 5% speed to Brazen. You actually get 15 melee stamina efficiency and 20% melee attack speed. Add that to Slugger, you get 5% health. Was to add that as health to as well. You get 10% melee stamina efficiency. You get 20% melee attack speed. Next, you're going to be adding that to this, which will give you a gain of 5 stamina instantly, additional 7 stamina in over 7 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. Add that to Pumped Up to actually slow down the temporary health you actually adding from that. I'm gonna add that to that. The Expire T5 is only for hordes. If you're feeling like you're being crowded, you can definitely use T5 anytime. Just make sure you have assault rifle ammo. Definitely utilize this only for hordes. After that, pretty much you can use it as your last resort, or you can use it as you're killing people with this build. Next is going to be Vanguard. You can add this Vanguard to the Adrenaline Rush, to the Slugger, Brazen, and Meth Head. Add that to it. You can add that Mean Drunk. Will actually add the more of 40% melee damage. That's pretty much all you need for damage because it's actually adding to it. I do not recommend switching unless you get a higher machete. The machete is very good for crowds and taking care of everything. The machete or the bat. These two that you will use for Angelo only. You can actually run the melee the whole game. You ain't even got to switch. You can use the bare minimum melee, the five level, which is the grade level of the melee weapon that you have, of the machete, the lowest machete. You can actually run that the whole game. Next one's going to be Face Your Fears. Add that Face Your Fears to Pumped Up. You get that to slow down with Pump Up. As you can see here, your temporary health decays 20% slower. You get an Astral Pain Meds to Spine, but we ain't using that. We're not using any pain meds. We just focus on the 5% health and the 20% slower decay. That actually adds to what I'm about to say next. Face Your Fears, Berserker, you actually add way more stamina damage to as well. You get a 5% melee speed. Add that to the Meth Head, Brazen Slugger, Adrenaline Rush, and Pumped Up. Add Ignore Pain to that as well. Add that Scar Tissue for that 50% acid I think it's the acid resistance, which I wish they make another card for that. But if you can work around the acid reflex and learn how to maneuver the left stick, you won't get hacked. Also, adding Battle Lust. Now, I'm going to teach you a trick to add this to other builds as well. But if you want to know my Holly build, Patreon link in the below. It'll make it even 10 times better when you add this to that Holly build. So, now, this is where we get to the nitty gritty of this build. Battle Lust, Well Rested, and Fit as a Fiddle is actually adding to Vanguard and Pumped Up. You will not die at all. I'm telling you right now, you will not die with this build unless you're getting attacked by acid, but you don't really have to worry about that. You can jump out the acid, use the Aspire T5, knock their whole group off. You'll have enough to do that. And also you'll have enough to take the T5 and just knock off the whole horde. So this melee build for Evangelo is pretty much the best build. I have not seen any Angelo build like this in the YouTube space so far. I've seen one, but it was too slow. I thought it would be a little bit more faster if I add my build to you guys. But yeah, you know, if you want this build, definitely use it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Also, if you want my ultimate Holly build that actually blows this pretty much the same, but add a little bit more tweaks to it as well. I'm working on it, but definitely look out for that. Make sure you subscribe to my Patreon if you want that build. And I'm going to be working on very hidden builds, but this Angelo build is pretty much all you need. If you want to melee with Evangelo, you would not die with this build. This is the ultimate build. I'm telling you guys, just use it. Tell me what you think in the comments. Thank you guys for liking the video. Thank you guys for coming by. I'm out of here, guys. Deuces.